Hey guys, what's up? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new chapter of One Piece, which is on chapter 970. Now, thanks to certain sources here and there, and maybe some other translators picking this one up, I think I'll start doing the best I can to make One Piece recaps on Friday nights, possibly, or maybe earlier if I can. But recently, a new group decides to possibly pick up the One Piece chapters and make the best they can with some translations, but so far this one seems to be okay. So if anything else, let's just get this started. All right, we have to it that Oden and his other samurai scabbards are getting ready to go meet an army head on or go to a location to fight them, but apparently Kaido ends up showing in front of Oden and says, "There's a spy in your ranks, possibly telling us that that you are coming, and I did not want my new home to become a battlefield, so I intercepted you, huh?" And we see to it that Kaido tells Oden that everything is a lie. Back then, we knew our forces were at a disadvantage. He even tells Oden, if you had joined hands with Hyogoro upon returning to Wano, the entire country's samurai and Yakuza would have been our enemies. We were short on men and it would have been difficult. It would have been a difficult battle for us. At that time, if you had stayed true to your reputation as a dangerous madman, not afraid of casualties, who knows what would have happened. He even criticizes Oden but you had to choose a solution when no one gets hurt, and Roger and Newgate, Whitebeard, and Roger are so powerful, but you have too many kindness inside you. You have too much compassion. You're just an idiot who was danced naked, mocked, and despised all the time. You're not even having any authority in your Kozuki name." And Oden's like, "Yeah, well, I don't regret a decision I made that day. So let's discuss the imminent future instead." And we see to it that Oden and his 9 scabbard samurais continues fights against Kaido's army, That includes Inugarashi, Kuroshi, Kanjuro, Kinemon, Kawamatsu, Inugarashi, Nekomamushi, Denjiro, Raizo, Okiku, and Shutamaru, These 9 scabbards have been fighting up to the best of their ability. And we see too that Yasui ends up getting a letter from Oden, and says and Yasui tells Toki, you must be prepared yourself. If Oden were to lose, then this country's done for. We see to it that Oden continues to fight, and he was about to get sniped by a rocket launcher or a gun, but we see to it that he gets saved by Shinobu. Literally Shinobu. Shinobu, in many years ago, dang, she is hot figure, dude. She said she wanted to serve the Kozuki family and had faith in them, but ever since then, I decided not to devote myself to Orochi, and I decided to serve you, And we see to it that Oden says, well, you cannot blame them for losing faith in an idiot lord, And we see to it that 11 rebelling samurai were pretty strong, but apparently when Queen and King came in, oh man, they pretty much actually fight. They actually easily possibly subdued the 9 scabbard samurais, And we see to it that this is where it gets really crazy. Oden actually landed that same scar on Kaido that he already mentioned, And he used Oden 2 sword style, Totsuka, and he landed an X mark shape on Kaido's body, and he fell down to the ground. And we see to it that Oden was about to deliver possibly a fatal blow to Kaido, but apparently Kaido gets distracted with Momonosuke being held hostage. But apparently that was a trick by that freaking stupid witch who has the clone fruit whatsoever. And we see to it that Oden gets distracted and gets one-shotted by Kaido behind the back, and we see to it that the 9 samurai will later on be defeated, as Shutamaru will be the last one to get stabbed, and etc. Then the narration comes by and says, as a result of this battle, the dense forest in Udon was set ablaze, and the resulting flames did not die out until it started to rain 5 days after the clash. After their capture, Oden, Kozuki, Daimyo Kuri, and his 9 subordinates were imprisoned in the Flower Capital, Accused of conspiracy against the shogun, they awaited their sentence, unaware of all the details. The people judged them severely. This is where it gets really tough, and people saying after disappointing us with such behavior, he was already too late to act, And people says, oh, we can't see him dancing naked anymore, blah, 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 he's a pervert. And, we see to it that Shinobu was also one to capture, and Kozuki Oden says, no, I don't know her. She's the one aiming for my life. Who the hell are you, huh? And that's the reason why she was spared. And we see to it that Momonosuke and Toki were pretty excited to see if their father will return, but unfortunately for them, that's not going to happen, because this is where it gets really ugly, because we see to it that the execution sentence is this. The 10 evil samurai are condemned to be executed in 3 days by being boiled alive in a cauldron. And the chapter ends off with Oden being imprisoned and hurt and can only frown or be in great disappointment of what happened in the battle, And the chapter ends there. Apparently, next chapter there won't be a chapter next week, which really sucks. Although it's understandable, Oda, take your breaks as many as you can, man. I mean, if you've been working really hard nonstop, man, just make sure you take your breaks. Even means you have to take a 2 week or 3 week break if you have to, okay? I'd rather have you alive and healthy to finish the series than have you dead and not finish it. Anyways, overall in this chapter, it just involved the battle with the Red Scabbards and Oden himself, against Kaido's army. And they seemed to do very well until, Queen and King showed up and actually gave him a fight. While Kozuki Oden, he landed a deadly blow on Kaido to a point where he was actually hurt by Oden, and he was only saved last minute because of distraction, and then Kaido, knocks him off one hit. Although a lot of people were kind of disappointed in that, but let's not forget that this is many, many decades ago, or possibly many, many years ago, So I guess Kaido wasn't really at his name yet as the strongest creature, but I guess it all depends on how it goes. Because let's not forget, Kaido was part of the Rock Pirates here and there, etc., but who knows. Anyways, although it's very questionable to see how Oden was able to land a scar on Kaido, but let's not forget that the sword that he already gave to Zoro, that was the sword that gave Kaido his scar. So, I guess depending how one uses his haki or possibly how strong they are, they could possibly do some damage. I mean, let's not forget, Enma is very strong. We've seen that when Zoro tried to swing the blade one time and he, yeah. So, until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day. I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot!